Streaming should be starting in a second. Okay, there we go. Welcome everyone to the Node.js TypeScript team meeting. I think this is the first meeting of the year because last time we skipped. So as usual, let's start with the announcements. So is there any announcement we want to make?
I mean, I don't know if you saw, but we merged on the TypeScript side the new flag, erasable syntax only. So we settled on a name and semantics for it. So effectively, this flag in 5.8 will be the thing that you recommend in docs to say, enable this to be told when your syntax is going to probably break. The only gotcha, and this will be a thing that you'll probably need to re-implement for Amaro in SWC, is the fact that uninstantiated namespaces, which is to say namespaces that only contain types and no expressions or anything, are allowed. And that's just because if you say declare namespace, you're kind of saying to the compiler, trust me, I know what I'm doing. And so you can say declare namespace blah, and then say const a equals 1 or something, and then it looks like you have a value that doesn't exist when you're type checking. And so effectively what needs to change is SWC needs to look at a namespace and recursively check to verify that it only contains like allowed syntax within it as well. And that includes banning like empty statements because those will technically cause emit. And we have some tests for some of those in the TypeScript code base. And obviously you can just run the nightly and run it on some code and see what's different. Yeah, there's also a PR to TS blank space, which implements this and just got merged, I think, a couple hours ago.
Yeah, so we probably need to ping SWC to update our SWC version to match the TypeScript behavior on this. I will take a note.
Yeah, it doesn't affect semantics. It's just another element to the transform and just replaces an entire block with nothing. So, yeah, the blank space PR I think is a little more informative to people that are actually implementing it under the hood. So, the blog post for 5.8, which will come out I think like pretty shortly, is more end user focused. So it doesn't like list all the little gotchas and fiddly bits. So.
All right. So yeah, that's something that I will ping. Let me add this. I will ping SWC maintainers and make sure that we are good on that. Okay. So I noted that. Also on the Node.js side, well, we unflagged before holidays, we unflagged the experimental strip types flag. So far, just one issue came up that I fixed today. Like the fix was merged today. So like looks pretty good. All right. If no other announcements, I think we can go to our agenda. So the only item in our agenda today is the roadmap to stable strip types, issue 24 of the Node.js TypeScript repo. Now we'll paste it in here in the chat. Okay, so in terms of the work that Node.js needs to do before having it stable, so we are like I'm currently working on getting errors mostly like TypeScript errors to be on the same, like have the same format of like Node.js standard errors. This requires a bit of tinkering with the SWC. So like I'm kind of blocked on that. We have erasable syntax only. So that's one thing to worry about. Not to worry about. We need to create a tsconfig file. Like as Matteo suggested, it would be great to have a tsconfig file that we maintain as an npm package and allow people to, like, there is the similarly to Fastify tsconfig, so people can just like quickly install it or like validate it. I don't know if we want to validate it, but at least install it quickly as a reference point. So like Jacob volunteered for it. So yeah, there is some work to be done on the JS side. I plan to backport the unflag in 22. Not in this 23 release, not like after the next 23 release. So not this one, the one after that, which should be 23.8. After that, I plan to backport it to 22. Gonna be a bit of work. So that's it. Right? Let me note all this stuff.
On the recommended types on these, are we planning to create like a new type, a new package outside of the basis? Because I think this is going to come a bit confusing.
Yeah, we probably need to create a new package that is basically npx, like npx something, and it like adds the suggested tsconfig. Like,
is it really required to make like a CLI tool to do that? Like, it's pretty standard for projects to contribute to the tsconfig basis project, and then you can just make basically effectively like a mix-in style tsconfig that's just the erasable flags effectively, and then people can extend it. There's I linked in the chat, but like there's basis for lots of different projects. And
I was not aware of this.
Yeah, so like I expect that there can be made like a node at tsconfig / node dash strip types or something config, and then people will just, they can say extends at tsconfig / whatever else, and then extends can be an array as of a couple versions ago. So you can like stack them on top of each other and like say that like the strip flags are mixed in with the ones for node 22 or something.
Is this maintained by TypeScript?
Kinda. Orta mainly. He's not working on TypeScript directly anymore. But yeah, we're sort of, it's not official, but it's official in a way, is what I'll say. So this is pretty standard for stuff to go here, and yeah.
Okay, so I will document this.
Yeah, one option is also that because I agree with Jake in this. This is like the standard that we are taught in TypeScript school. But what we can do is that if it's possible to talk to Orta about this and put one of us or one of the Node.js contributors in the organization, so we can maintain that specific file or the Node.js specific files on these releases. And then in these cases, we don't need to actually send a huge PR or stuff, just like document everything and basically have this streamlined process of creating a new change or something that supports TypeScript, and then we just create the change in the file and push it directly from, like, we maintain that specific file.
It's the case today that there are projects that sort of push their configs into it, but I don't know that anyone's actually in the org from those projects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just an idea. Like maybe some of us or someone in the team can be the champion of maintaining those files, and as we update it, we can just update the file.
It doesn't hurt to ask, and there's also methods where the repo can be configured to allow like non-org members to merge code for specific files. So that's also kind of like definitely type style, but there are other tools to do a similar thing as well, depending on how they want to do it. So, but we can, doesn't hurt to ask and say, hey, I do wonder how often that will change actually though, because once the flag is kind of there, like we added the flag that says erasable syntax only. So like, not sure what else is going to be needed for that, but yeah.
Okay. And one note, there is a very easy item on the list, which is to add the new erasable syntax only flag to our documentation in the TypeScript.md file in the Node.js repo. So if anybody wants to volunteer for that, it's like very, very simple. Very simple task. If not, I will do it myself.
Sorry, I lost this last sentence. Volunteer for what?
To add the new erasable syntax only flag to the suggested case config in the repo.
I can do it.
Okay. I will tag you. Okay. That should be pretty easy. Okay, so so to recap, the next steps on Node are like do the last breaking change, which is to improve errors. I already did like half of it, so that now we can like users know when syntax is unsupported versus when the syntax is just like invalid syntax. The next part is to have like the way that errors are emitted in a similar format to like standard Node.js errors, because right now they have like the border made of dashes, which is not very like it's from SWC, but it's not in Node.js styles. And there are some details missing, like the line and the column where the error was generated when the syntax is invalid. So basically a lot of tinkering on that, which is probably error messages change are not ever major, but I would rather do this while experimental than when it's stable. So after that is done, we backport it to 22. And once we backport it to 22, if we don't break the word, we can move the stability to release candidate and then to stable. So that's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, so that's it.
On this is another topic, but do we manage are we planning to eventually make the transform types also native or just the erasable ones?
No, at least from my point of view, we did all this work because we wanted to have erasable syntax without source maps. Like enabling transform types would be like we could have done that from the beginning, and we would have been like Dino and all the runtimes. Like the way that we decided to go through it's the strip types. Transform types will always be opt-in through the flag, but not default. Let me add this part to the notes. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, I will not, if there is anything else, questions, I will write the notes after the meeting so I can give some time back. Is there anything else from the TypeScript team that like you're planning to do or like something that?
Yep, just one question. On documentation, we didn't say when should you use TypeScript. On API doc and launch section, there's nothing. in my opinion, we should say you should use TypeScript for testing, for development, but you need to be built.
This I deliberately choose not to document this part because the feature is still experimental. So I cannot tell people, hey, use this in production or don't use this in production. Like it's experimental, you should not use it. You probably should not use it in production because it's subject to change. So I'm waiting for stabilization to start document like when you should use it or when you should not use it. We can already add documentation to say you should not use it. Like you cannot publish npm packages, so forget about that because we discourage it. So like when you write a library, you should always transpile. But I would wait to tell users like yes, use it or not, don't use it in production, or which use cases.
Yeah, hello with you.
Um, So my question was if there are next steps from TypeScript team on this effort. Like not that I'm suggesting something, just wondering like if there are next steps or ideas that we want to explore.
I don't think so.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, anything else we want to discuss?
Oh, nothing that I can think of now. So I guess we are mostly covered. I think we can publish this onto a stable roadmap and then see how the adoption goes.
Yeah, I will write everything in notes. If you see something like, please review the notes so we are on track, and like let's keep the like stuff for the public on the roadmap. So yeah, I'm pretty happy on how this is going. Like it's going very smoothly for Node. So yeah.
Yeah, we've been testing this for a while now, even in production actually, and it's well very stable. Even with the transform types, we have had like very small errors, like in very spaced times and very specific things. So I guess it's going nicely. I guess it's
Yep. I have a few issues. Like there are some bugs that I found, and I open like SWC related, but nothing concerning. Like you can instantiate a const without a value and will not throw a syntax error, but like stuff like that. But yeah, these edge cases I will keep working in SWT team to fix them and update them. But I don't see anything so far like fundamentally wrong that would like say that we should remove this feature out. This feature should not like become stable. So I'm pretty good about that. All right. So yeah, that's it for today. Please help me with the agenda, and thank you very much for joining. So we'll see you in 2 weeks if there is anything, or like we will see if we have something to talk about. We will do the meeting. Otherwise, we can skip. So yeah, see you.